Beer, 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 beer. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to me, Maple from beer review number 54. Right? Yeah, 54. It's been a while since I've done one of these, what with school starting up again, and also a bunch of my equipment wasn't working, so kind of put it off for a little bit. But now here we are in a new viewing area, brand new setup, got a new table, got a computer, like a PC. I never thought I'd go back to PCs, but I'm back in that a little bit, just more for gaming kind of stuff. Other than that, it's more or less what I've been up to. So let's get right into it. Today we're going to start out hard, heavy hitting again with something from Lake Bays. It's the West Wind Black IPA. So here's what the can looks like. If it will focus, who knows? Probably not, but very cool design. Sort of like a lakefront sort of camo-y with the trees and just the design layout of it. But black IPA coming in at 7% alcohol by volume, or ABV, and 90 IBUs, or International Bitterness Unit. So this can be a bold one. I'm not going to pour that much just because it is such a heavy beer. I don't know if it's a heavy beer. I've never had it, but just by the specs, it seems like it's going to be quite a mouthful. And today we're drinking out of the Rouge River Fat Tulip style glass. All right, let's crack her open and see what we got. There we go. All right, let's just pour something light. There we go. Get a bit more in there. Why not? There we go. Nothing too crazy. Still kind of working with the setup and the camera angles and all that jazz, getting back into the groove of things. But look at that. It's black. A lot of carbonation on it for sure. Little decent head. More of a off-white sort of sand tan color head on there. But yeah, pretty dark. It's maybe not as dark as a stout, because I can see sunlight coming through when I put it up against the screens. But still very black for an IPA. So let's have a sniff and then we'll get right into it. Though it looks like a porter stout, it smells of an IPA. Maybe a bit more deeper, rich flavors, or rich smells, rich aromas. Of some coffee, a little bit of chocolate in there, but you get the nice IPA hoppiness of it and that pininess. Slight touch of grapefruit, not really, just because it is more coffee, chocolatey based. That had dissipated pretty quickly. Let's dive right into it, and then we'll cheers. Whoa. It's a good mix. You get coffee, chocolatey notes like you would in, say, a stout or a porter, but you're getting the hoppiness of a IPA, which is nice. You get more piney. Kind of reminds me of like an imperial stout, but imperial stouts, the alcohol, the bitterness of it is more of a rich alcohol-y bitterness, where this is more of a piney, almost spicy bitterness, more IPA traditionally bitterness of it. But it's really good. All right, let's cheers and continue the review. Cheers, everybody. It's sweet. Like a sweet, sort of like a darker berry almost. A little bit of raisiny, maybe some plums in there as well, just because it's so dark. Wow, that's really nice actually. 90 IBUs bitterness. I can see it, but just the way the flavors are and how sweet it is almost, it really balances it out. It's nothing super aggressive to the palate for what it's actually stating. Let's put that down for a second. Let's read what the can has to say. Lake Bays, the West Wind Black IPA. The west wind blows over stormy waters. This black IPA is dedicated to Tom Thompson on the 100th anniversary of his death on Canoe Lake, an enduring mystery yet to be solved. Cheers. Your beer by helps support the Art Gallery of Ontario. Oh, okay, so that's really nice to get proceeds go there. Who knows? Yep. It says AGO, design inspired by Tom Thompson, The West Wind, 1916 to 17. Collection of the Art Gallery of Ontario. So that's really neat. Guess that's actually kind of cool. Nice little fun stuff in there. Yep, best served at 6 to 8 degrees centigrade, all natural, partly filtered, 90 IBUs. The malts are two-row pale, Carhel, chocolate, toasted wheat. Hops are Centennial, Idaho 7, and Cascade. Packaged on 18/09/17. So it is now October 10th month. So it's about a month old. Less than a month old. Kind of nice, real nice. But I think it would fare pretty well in the age. I actually don't think so because it's an IPA, but who knows? It's just so smooth. Mouthfeel is much more creamy, more leaning towards a stout style, but not as heavy. Sort of like a very juicy IPA mouthfeel with the creaminess, but like a really good presence of chocolates and coffee that actually flow really well with the pininess and the plum and the raisin. With the plum and the raisin of the characteristics and flavors. I'd actually get this again. This is a really good wintertime beer if you're a good fan of IPAs, but also a good fan of stouts. I don't know. It works in the wintertime in the cooler months. IPAs are really meant for hot summer days. That's where they really shine. But I think this is a great balance to enjoy IPA flavors, but also warm you up. That's spot on. That hits the spot. Definitely hits the spot. Looking over on the website for Lake-Based Brewing, which is lakebasedbrewing.ca. Description on here is the same as the can. West Wind blows over stormy waters. This black IPA is dedicated to Tom Thompson on the 100th anniversary of his death on Canoe Lake, an enduring mystery yet to be solved. A portion of the proceeds is donated to the Art Gallery of Ontario, design inspired by Tom Thompson. Availability, the West Wind Black is available at the LCBO and select licensees, limited release starting late September. So it's a limited release, it sounds. Tasting notes. Tom Thompson is among the celebrated collective of Canadian artists known as a Group of Seven, thus 7% alcohol by volume. At 90 IBUs, this beer is set to satisfy big IPA lovers and dark ale drinkers alike. You'll catch a hop-forward aroma with a scent of chocolate and raisin. The toasted wheat and chocolate malts develop the West Wind's dark color and create a deep malt character that softens the hoppy brew. Concocted by Andrew Walsh and Mike Powlick. Kind of neat. Nice description, nice tasting aromas as well. So, it's really nice. Still trying to get back in the swing of things and the reviews and whatnot. But so far I think it's going alright. Man, this is just really nice beer. Decent, a little bit of lacing on the glass, not too much. But yeah, with all that said, it's a really nice beer. Do quite enjoy it. As it does warm up a bit, you get those more rich malty characteristics as well. I think I did start it a little bit colder than the recommended serving temp at 6 to 8 degrees. I think I probably had it around 4 or 5. So when it warms up, more flavors open up, which is really nice. But with all that said, let's get down to our last sip and wrap this thing up. Alright, cheers on the last sip, everybody. So creamy, so full of flavor. Great balance between being an IPA and a light stout almost. I think that hits the mark in this nice when the weather's getting cooler. Actually, I think this is one of Lake of Bay's best beers that they've put out recently. I do enjoy their beers. Some of them have seemed to be lacking a bit in some flavors that they really should have pronounced more, but I think they knocked it out of the park with the West Wind. So, rating for the beer itself, it says 7% alcohol, but the IBUs are 90. You know what, I gotta give it a 9 out of 10. I thoroughly enjoyed this beer. It's a really good balance, like I say, between the IPA and a stout or a porter. And it reminds me of like an imperial stout, or Russian imperial stout, but not so alcoholic. I don't think I've had a black IPA before, and this is actually turning me on to them, so that's really awesome. Other than that, for design of the can and all that, and the website and the extracurriculars, also wonderful. The can looks freaking awesome. Good description on the back, a lot of information, packaged on date, easy to read, perfect. Website as well, really nicely laid out, good information there. Again, you know what, 10 out of 10 for the presentation for the can and the extracurriculars. So I think that just about wraps it up for me. So with all that said, that'll do it for me, Maple Brewski, and like I always say, crack a beer and enjoy. Cheers.